Hello, I'm Niall Livesey and welcome to Test Drive. Today we're in Sherbrooke, Quebec at BMW Sherbrooke, which is part of Group Park Avenue. Now we asked them if we could take a look at the G12 7 Series today, and they said yes. So our spotlight today is on the 2017 BMW 750Li xDrive. We're going to be showing you everything about this car, showing the backseat executive lounge, taking it for a drive, and going over everything you need to know if you're in the market for BMW's ultimate driving machine.
We mentioned in the specs page, the packages option on this car cost $17,700 Canadian, but we could only fit two of them on there. The executive package is $5,500. The executive lounge tier 1 is $5,250, $500 for the ambient air package, $600 for the ceramic iDrive controls, $1,000 for the skylounge panoramic glass sunroof, $950 for the anthracite Alcantara roofliner, and $3,000 for those style 629 21-inch alloy rims. Add everything up except for the taxes and you're looking at $138,000 in change, but the MSRP is less since we don't add those in. But you and I both know that you aren't paying anywhere near that price. In fact, this 7 Series is on sale right now for $96,700. That's over $40,000 in savings since it's a demo and last year's model. Truly insane. Now to be fair, this price is what we found today. It might change by tomorrow, so you can't use this video as advertising to get a deal on another vehicle, so don't waste your time. The 7 Series really does live up to that ultimate driving machine legend, especially when you start looking at what this car has to offer. On the outside, we find full adaptive LED headlights up front with active grille shutters and cameras for the 360-degree surround view system. Mirrors are automatic power folding, and all 4 doors feature soft close to avoid any damage to the latch mechanisms. Just a gentle push is all you need to close them. The rear trunk is power opening, and we find park distance control sensors on the front and back of this vehicle. Now this car doesn't have the M Sport package, but it still comes with those 21-inch alloy rims and an adaptive suspension system that will lower the vehicle by 10 millimeters when driving over 120 kilometers per hour. Inside is where the magic happens and why we always love the long wheelbase version of these cars. The driver is greeted with a plethora of tech, including a color heads-up display, gesture controls for the iDrive system, those $600 ceramic controls, an air filtration system, heated, ventilated, and massaging seats all around, safety technology like blind spot monitoring, but no lane keep assist or active cruise control. That advanced driver's assistance package is another $2,200. Overall, the front cabin is insanely comfortable, with some of the most supportive seats we've ever used. We love iDrive and find it's easily the best luxury infotainment system on the market today, and the huge widescreen display makes it easy to use navigation and audio controls with the split screen mode. The HVAC in this car is also important. It's a true dual zone system up front, allowing both passengers to adjust the temperature as well as the vent mode and fan speed. Most dual zone systems only allow for the temperature to differ, whereas this is a true independent control between both front passengers. But the back seat is what this car is truly about. It's why you spent the extra cost to get those 5.5 inches of legroom after all. This isn't the Tier 2 executive lounge, which would have added another $10,000 to the MSRP. So you still have a functional third seat with a pull-down armrest that you can use if you need to fit 5 people in here. The outboard seats have power reclining option with heat, ventilation, massage, and memory. You can open and close the sunroof, power side window sunshades, or the back window sunshade from either rear seat. You also have a vanity mirror built into the roof, along with additional air vents and mood lighting along the B-pillars. We drove this car during the day, so we didn't get a chance to see the mood lighting in action, but we did have time to play with the ambient light controls. We really do hope BMW will let us drive the 2018 G12 in the summer so we can further test that ambient lighting system found on this car. Rear occupants have a dual-zone automatic climate control system with independent fan speed and vent controls over the front zone. But unlike the front, you can only set the temperature for each side while maintaining a unified vent and fan speed. Overall though, there's not a single surface in this car that doesn't feel over the top. It's leather, wood, or Alcantara. No matter where you sit, you're going to be comfortable and relaxed. And we imagine this vehicle is even nicer when being driven at night. But you and I really want to see how this car is on the road, don't we? 4.4 liter twin power turbo, 445 horsepower with 480 foot-pounds of torque. I think it's time we get behind the wheel and take this car for a drive.
Now, I actually drove the G12 750Li a couple of years ago back with the 2016 model, and I really liked it. It's very comfortable, and it's actually one of the most comfortable drives I've ever had. Coming from an older 7 Series, I know quite a bit about the long wheelbase ones, but I mean, this has way more going on when it comes to just everything. Not only the interior is way more luxurious, but the engine too. I mean, the 750, every time I hear 750, I still think V12, but obviously that's not the case here. This is a 4.4 liter twin turbo V8. And it produces way more horsepower than the V12 750IL for the E38 ever did. And it just goes to show, technology is changing. The race, really, for the most amount of horsepower is also continuing to increase. Mercedes continues to put insane amounts of horsepower into their S-Class engines, and it just keeps going up and up and up. But really, with an engine of this size, you're never going to have an issue getting onto the highway. You're never going to have an issue accelerating wherever you need to go. You can drop it down, and it really picks up. It's got this smooth, really crisp feel, and it doesn't feel like a turbo. It helps the fact that it's got twin turbos on it, but you don't have any turbo lag. You really get instant power, but then you do feel that turbo kick in, and I gotta say, it's a nice feeling, but it is smooth. 8-speed automatic transmission is quite nice. It's pretty much the standard now. I mean, I know a lot of companies are putting bigger transmissions in them, but 8 is sort of the new standard when it comes to a sedan, especially a full-size luxury sedan such as the 7 Series. Really, nothing drives like a BMW, as people say, and just taking it up and down the street here really makes you show that BMW puts way more time into these cars than you might think, or maybe the competition thinks, because it really feels just so smooth. It's almost like you're not driving at all. It's going over the bumps here is just pillowy. It's like the pillows in the back. It's just pillow bumps, boop, boop, boop. You go over, you barely feel it, and then again, that instant throttle response. It's pretty nice. And then, ooh, yeah, getting onto the highway, not a problem at all. Even those potholes aren't too bad. You can kind of glide right over them in a car like this. Now, we are in comfort mode here. I'm not going to be putting it into sport mode, but overall, it is just blowing through on the highway here, and that's what these cars are really designed for, is being able to go on the highways and just cruise. I mean, especially if you live in Germany and you've got the Autobahn, then you're set. You don't have to worry about speed limits per se in most areas. You could just go. But a car like this really is just unlike anything else. I know we haven't driven the S-Class recently, but I gotta say that this is a seriously comfortable car in just every aspect. Any aspect that you can think about, whether it's the ride, the seat, the handling, the performance, everything is just outstandingly well engineered. And once again, hats off to BMW. They continue to make vehicles that impress me, even if they don't impress everybody else, because this is quite a lovely car to drive, and one that I don't see enough of on the road. I gotta say that I know full-size vehicles like this don't sell all the time, but it's a really great car. Now, as you guys know, I own a 2001 BMW 750iL, so the long wheelbase is something that I'm very familiar with, and BMW always likes to put a lot more thought into the back seats, because for the most part, people are buying these cars because they're going to be driven and not to drive them themselves. And even without things like the rear entertainment media section and the center console that's fixed, you do still have a lot of space and a lot of amenities. You have little mirrors built in with LED lighting up at the top. You've got the panoramic sunroof here that you can close from the windows here. You also have the sunshade in the back that you can control from back here. It's power, and unlike some of the other competition, the sunshades are also power operated. So you might think, well, how rich do you need to be to not even do these sunshades? But the problem with the older ones like ours is they'll break if you're manually going up and down with them. So at least this way, without you having to physically touch them, it allows for maybe them to not break down the road. Now, overall comfort is fantastic back here. Your controls are just on the side here, so you can put your seat back and relax a little bit. You do have the headrest here. You can pull it up automatically and push it forward, and oh boy, that pillow is, sorry, oh my god, I almost fell asleep. Like it's just so comfortable. Like you just can sit back here, and you have little buttons on the doors here because you can set the memory settings back here, but you can also turn on the massage functionality. And who doesn't want to be massaged in the back seat of their car? You also have your heat and air conditioned seat controls, and unlike, again, a lot of the competition, you can actually use both at the same time. I don't know why you would, but you can have both heat and ventilation on. And overall, there's a lot of good ambient lighting. You don't see it here because we are in the middle of the day, but there are lights that run along the bottom of the wood trim here, which you can customize the color. And you've also got the lighting on the side doors here. And again, they're not on because it's during the day, but if it was night, they would turn on, and you can adjust just how bright they are. So if you want to just have a little bit of ambient lighting, maybe you're sitting back here getting driven to and from the airport, you need to do a little bit of work, it's nice to have the light there so that your screen on your computer is not the only thing that you're looking at. So those are really nice. You can set them all from there, and there is a tablet that would go in the middle here that you can control pretty much all of these settings from the back seat, so you don't have to tell your chauffeur what you'd like to be set up for you.
I could go on forever talking about the features in this car, like the doors that don't have notches in the hinge, so you can open it as little as needed without fear of it popping into a groove to ding another car. Those pillow headrests in the back feel like nothing else on four wheels, or the gesture controls on the iDrive system that allows you to perform simple tasks like change the music volume on the Harman Kardon audio system. Yes, the 7 Series is crazy expensive, and at $140,000 you still don't get all the features. Without going up to the V12 or Alpina models, you can add up to $44,750 worth of options to that $120,000 base price for a whopping $168,000. I don't think there's a point for us to really go over the likes and dislikes we normally would do on test drive, but we'll do it anyway. We really love the comfort of this car in the front and back seats. The ambient lighting is also great, with plenty of customization available to owners that really sets the mood above and beyond what was available in our E38. iDrive is hands down the best infotainment system on earth and continues to improve with each new iteration of it. True quad zone climate control is also something that sets this car apart from the competition, allowing both front occupants complete control over their heating and air conditioning. Finally, the presence this car has is unquestionable. People definitely notice you when you're driving down the street in a 7 Series. As for the dislikes, we do have to keep in mind that this is a $138,000 car, and it's competing with other $138,000 cars from Mercedes, Jaguar, and Audi, none of which we've driven yet. The competition is the only thing I can honestly think of. Lexus has been very aggressive with their LS, and new rivals like the Cadillac CT6 might start eating into BMW's lunch down the road. It's not happening today, but the full-size luxury flagship market is starting to get very crowded, and long-timers like BMW need to adapt to the change in this segment. Once we start to get our hands on the S-Class, Genesis G90, Audi A8, and Jaguar XJ, we'll have a better idea of what the manufacturers are offering in their flagships over the competition. For now, this G12 BMW 750Li is a great place for us to start, and we hope that you enjoyed this episode of Test Drive Spotlight. Subscribing also helps us immensely, especially as we creep towards the 10,000 subscriber milestone. We're certainly a small channel, but we've grown exponentially over the past year, and we're very excited for the future of Test Drive and Perpetual Radio. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter as @NiallLivesey to see the next and latest cars and what we're doing well in advance of the published episodes.
I want to thank everybody at BMW Sherbrooke and the entire group at Group Park Avenue for allowing us to film this car today. They were very accommodating considering we showed up last minute and asked them if we could take a $140,000 car out on the road. If you want more information, you can visit their website below and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. If you have any questions about this car, please leave a comment below and we'll do our best to answer it for you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.